What's up? I'm Wicked, and today I'd like to talk to you about two very powerful practices, meditation and visualization. Unless you live under a rock, you've likely heard of these terms before, but today we're going to really dissect them and dive into the ways that they can benefit you and your practice. Now, if you're already practicing these things, don't click out just yet. There's still potential for you to adapt a new perspective that can help you advance and expand your own practice. Sometimes going back to the basics can help you really simplify things. It can bring a new perspective and fresh energy into your practice. Now, meditation and visualization, same but different, but still the same. They both require a really strong will and power over one's own mind. But we are going to discuss the differences, starting with the power of meditation. Whether you're looking to release resistance, tap into your inner being, or simply calm your mind, meditation is the best way to do all of those things. I was young when meditation was first introduced to me, probably under 10, and while I've always been drawn to the concept and the practice, I was probably well into my 20s before I really got the hang of it. But the secret? Allow meditation to be easy. Remove the judgment. For years, I struggled with the idea that I was doing meditation wrong because I was never able to completely clear my mind. This made me feel like a total failure, and I put up a ton of resistance towards deepening my spiritual practice. But as I learned to stop judging myself, this entire practice became so much easier. I released all of my preconceived ideas about meditation and how I was supposed to be doing it, and instead put my focus on the source of power within me. Later on, I learned about the Kundalini, and through practice, I could actually feel this power nexus moving through my chakra system. Now, in short, meditation is the practice of clearing one's mind, but it's also the practice of setting a specific emotional state of being and then remaining there, sometimes bringing other concepts into that energetic level with you. The intention varies, of course. Some people are just looking for a little calm, and other people are looking to channel. Your intentions make no real difference. The process of meditation is still the same. As some of us never truly experience inner silence, the idea of summoning at will can be daunting. But the most important thing for you to remember here is that meditation is a practice. It's okay if you still have thoughts when you're meditating. In fact, it's highly likely. The best things you can do when you notice this is to just allow those thoughts to pass you by. When you first begin, your goal shouldn't be complete silence, but instead learning how to detach from your thoughts. As you start out, you're going to have to get comfortable with the idea that you are not your thoughts. You are the consciousness observing your thoughts. This perspective allows you to let your thoughts pass you by like cars on a highway. First, you train yourself to observe your thoughts, and then you train yourself to slow them down. Once this realization truly sets in, your meditation practice and your relationship with it will change. You get to decide what you think and what you focus on, if anything at all, and claiming this power is how you begin to really change your life. The importance of quieting your mind is really realized when you begin to understand energetic resistance. Resistance, for this purpose, is the energy that we put up against that which we wish to manifest. Now, of course, we don't do this on purpose. We usually don't even know that we're doing it, and once we do, sometimes we just don't know how to get around it. So let's talk about resistance a little bit. It manifests like this. Let's say that you really want a new car. There's your great big desire, okay? Now, the universe has heard you, and the universe wants to deliver, but you start really focusing in on all of the details. Maybe you start to worry that you don't make enough money, or that you're not going to be able to find the right insurance provider. Maybe you don't know what kind of car you actually want, and the idea of narrowing it down really freaks you out. Perhaps you're concerned about your credit and the potential to get a loan. Maybe you've had a prior accident, and motorized vehicles still make you anxious. All of this is your resistance. Once you put a desire into the universe and you start muddying the waters with all of your human thoughts and focusing on the details and bringing in any negative energies into it, that's when you start making it really hard for the universe to come through to you. Now, there are a few ways that you can handle resistance. You can consciously recalibrate your belief systems, or as we humans call it, making it work. Maybe you'll pick up some extra hours or start a side hustle, or you'll reach out to a trusted source to help you figure some things out. Perhaps you'll seek financial or emotional counseling, but there are some really easy ways that you can start kind of retraining your mind to get around that resistance now. One of my personal favorites is to take the limiting belief system and then write a bunch of counterpoints and solutions next to it. This is one really powerful way that I can retrain my brain. Now, another way to handle resistance is to meditate. When you notice yourself starting to stress over the details of your desire, meditate. You don't have to make a big deal out of it either. I think that's one of the things that really stops people from this practice. We get this idea in our heads that we have to have a meditation room and have all of the crystals and the sound bowls and the gongs and everything to go with it, and we have to dedicate hours to this practice. But in truth, you can take 60 seconds to just focus on your breathing, and that alone gives you the chance to reset your energetic state. There are very few situations in which you can't realistically take 2 minutes to meditate almost anywhere. But even still, if you can't get into the full meditative state, that breath work, just focusing on your breathing, ensuring that your breaths are longer, that you're getting enough oxygen to your body, that can make big changes in the situation as well. And it's certainly better than doing nothing and just staying in a shitty mood. Even just a few minutes of mindful redirection can save you from making a huge mess out of your manifestations. All it takes is 17 seconds for a thought to really generate momentum and turn into a thought train. If you can't meditate, just take a few deep breaths and practice control over your mind for 17 seconds. This will allow you to form new thought trains and put your mind somewhere else long enough for you to lighten your mood a little bit. Now, sometimes it's all too much. When you find yourself here, take a nap. One of the quickest, most effective ways to release resistance is to sleep. Because when we are sleeping, our energy goes into a neutral state, so our conscious mind isn't putting up all of that resistance, gumming our whole manifestation process up. This can also be a wonderful opportunity for you to connect with your higher self through dreams and potentially get a little bit more clarity on the situation at hand. But clearing your mind and releasing resistance aren't the only ways to use meditation. Meditation can be paired with visualization to help you manifest, improve your mood, and, of course, discover new energetic possibilities for yourself. Visualization is the practice of mindfully forming a specific mental image and allowing yourself to establish an energetic link with it. What you choose to link with and how you choose to utilize this link is all personal choice, but it is most commonly used for manifestation. This is because it's simply much easier to access the energy of something when you're focused on it, and you need to be able to experience the energy so that you know how to match it so that you can attract these things back to you. So if you're mindfully manifesting a goal, you need to feel that frequency in the present so that you become like a magnet for it. It's never about accomplishing the goal. It's about becoming the person who has already accomplished the goal, meaning it's about matching that frequency of already having done it. Your brain can't really tell the difference between what's actually going on and what you tell it is going on. So the more that you focus on your goal and you put yourself in a physical state of the energy of it already having happened in the present right now, the easier it is for your brain to believe it and for your subconscious to get on board. Remember this as well. Your subconscious is the part of you that is in constant concert with the universe, so you really want it to be aligned with your conscious desires. See my shadow work video to figure out how to resolve any outstanding issues with the subconscious. Anyway, through meditation and visualization, you can program yourself to a frequency that matches your desires specifically. Doing this is going to make your manifestations feel so much more possible for you, and they'll actually be possible too. Trust me on this one. But even if you're not specifically manifesting something, visualization can still help you in many other ways. Creatives are aware of the powers of visualizations. The ability to imagine other worlds, other beings, other creatures, other lifetimes, and then to translate it into a media for other people to enjoy. And then some people have the audacity to say that magic isn't real. Just because we've found a way to understand something doesn't mean that it's no longer magic. That shit is amazing. We've just normalized it with our boring human perspectives and logic. But art is just one form of creation, and we tend to forget that we have the ability to really paint our experience as it unfolds. You can use visualization to predetermine an emotional state for yourself when you know you're going to be in sticky situations. This is also a military training tactic, putting yourself on the battlefield mentally and preparing yourself for all possible outcomes so that you can never be truly caught off guard. The way the human mind works is basically just a giant feedback loop. Your brain scans for familiar feedback from your environment and circumstances, and then it scrolls back to find notes on how it responded to similar circumstances in the past so that it can prompt us on how to move forward in the same fashion. In the very near future, I will be doing a video on how to truly reprogram your mind, but for the time being, know that to retrain this feedback loop, or any feedback loop, you have to either have the will to intervene or you have to get out ahead of it. By this, I mean you decide how you're going to feel and respond before the situation even goes down, putting yourself on the battlefield mentally. The more calibrated you are to the way that you actually want to respond, the better chance you stand at changing this behavior. Visualizing the situation, putting yourself in the thick of it mentally, allows you to explore yourself under different circumstances so that you know how to deal with you. You really have to know yourself in order to change, heal, and reprogram. Otherwise, you might react in unexpected ways, get too wrapped up in the situation, and revert to old behavior. These are just a few examples of how you can use these tools and a small handful of reasons why you might want to. Know that the true potential of these practices all lies in how you wish to apply them to your life. Above all, try to have fun with these practices. Life is all about the experience. That's all I have for this one. Thank you so much for joining me, and make sure to like and subscribe so that I can help you keep your third eye in the sky. Blessed be.